In this video, we're going to be making a fairy garden. Should be fun. Well, it's Fairy Garden Thursday 2023, and it's hosted by Grandma Sandy. And there's a collaboration of us ladies that get together and we make fairy gardens. So if you check out her channel, you can probably see everybody who's in the collaboration. So first off, I am at my daughter's and I didn't bring anything to make a fairy garden. So I went to the thrift store and to the dollar store and I bought myself a basket. It's a triangle basket. To me it looks like a little house. So the first thing I'm doing here is I opened the fence and now I'm opening the little Disney characters that I found. I couldn't find any fairies, but I found two little Disney princesses. And I thought those will work for fairies. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue little leaves on the back, on their backs, so that they look like they have wings. They were originally keychains. So I took that part off the top of them. And now I'm just looking through my leaves to see if I can find some that will be a suitable size to make little wings. So I had a couple different type of leaves, and that one there is lettuce, and it didn't work. But I took some branches off her tree outside that's got blackberries on it, and that's what I ended up using to make their little wings. I believe that's Snow White. So I gave her some leaves for wings, and now she's a little princess fairy. So that she looks like she has wings, like a little fairy. So I'm going to call them my little garden fairies because they have wings made out of leaves. And there she is. I think she makes a pretty garden fairy. And I also found a cute little unicorn that I can use in that fairy garden along with them. So now we're going to start making the little house that they're going to live in. And it's going to be made out of this basket. So that this looks like the front of their house. And I'm also going to paint a window. And that's just so I can give myself, so I know where I want to put the door and the window. I picked a couple of little sunflowers out of my daughter's garden, and I'm going to use this one sunflower right where the window's supposed to go. And as you can see, my son-in-law's come into the kitchen, and he's brought goodies. So that's what I'm going to do for the window. Now I've chosen a branch, and this is one of the branches off the bush that's out in her yard, and it has little berries on it. It's very pretty. It's a dark green, and I'm just going to stand it up inside there and glue it to the basket, and just have that as one of the plants in the garden. Now I'm going to strip the leaves off the branch so that I can have a little stick so I can make this door look a little more like a door. So I'm going to take a stick and put one on each side, and then I'm going to put one over the top, and it's going to look more like a door that way. Well, I cut part of the branch off and I ripped the leaves off, and now I'm going to put glue on there, and I'm going to stick it in the side so that it helps form the door frame. Now I'm cutting the top piece for the door, and I'm going to glue it on there. Excuse my head. Didn't realize it stuck right in the camera. Anyhow, now we've got all 4 sticks on the door, and pretty soon it's going to look more like a door. Here I've decided that I wanted another piece of the bush on the other side of the door, but a little shorter, so it looks like they're in a garden more, or just tucked in the bush. So I'm going to paint the door, all the sticks, and then it's going to look more and more like a door. Okay, now I'm going to take one of the bigger sunflowers, and I'm just going to pop it right up top, just to add some decoration up there to the top of the roof. And I think that looks quite pretty. There it is, situated really pretty. I think that adds. And now I have a little tiny one, and I'm going to stick this one right to the door. I don't know, it can be the door handle. It's kind of fancy for a door handle, but I think it's going to look really pretty. And excuse my head again, I tell you. Okay, now we're going to glue the fence on. And I'd like to remind people to subscribe. It really, really helps my channel get out there. And I'd love to get 500 subscribers. And it doesn't cost anything to subscribe. And if you enjoy my content, then please give me a big thumbs up. And leave me a comment so I know who's here watching. Okay, so now I'm going to put the first little garden fairy princess into the fairy garden. And she's just going to stand right up by her front door. And the other little princess looks like she's walking up the walkway to come and visit her friend. So now we've got the two little garden fairies in there, and I think they look very sweet. And the cute little pink unicorn is going to go just on the outside of the fence where he can keep an eye on everything. And I think he is pretty darned adorable. And there we have our little fairy garden, our fairy garden Thursday with Grandma Sandy. Our little fairies are just standing there by the door. One's inviting the other one in. Maybe they're going to go in and have a nice cup of tea. I don't know. Well, I think this is a sweet little fairy garden. And considering I started with nothing and just did a little bit of shopping, probably spent about, maybe $10 if that. And now we're going to take this little fairy garden and we're going to put it in my daughter's garden outside. Okay, there it is, all nestled in amongst her daylilies. And it's looking pretty sweet. And above the daylilies, we have some sweet peas and some sunflowers, all pretty. And there's our little garden all nestled in. Well, there's our fairy garden. It's placed in there all snug as a bug, and I think they'll be quite happy living there, our little garden fairy princesses. So, I'd like to thank everybody who's watched this video, and I'd like to thank my subscribers. I really, really do appreciate you watching and subscribing. And if you haven't subscribed and you like this content, please subscribe. Bye.